knowledge.
Well, full of knowledge.
Yeah. So, but that's not the answer. That's only the first and second line. The answer is, what's the third line of that verse? So why don't you say the verse? You just quoted the verse.
He's a first living entity.
No, quote the verse. Let me hear you quote the verse. Yeah, okay. What's the fourth line say?
Oh, he's the cause of all causes.
Okay. So that's the way you defeat them. They say, well, who caused Krishna? No, he's the cause of all causes. What does that mean? That means that, see, the reason they can't understand is because they don't understand that everything in the spiritual world is eternal. All they know is the material world where everything is subject to birth, death, old age, and disease, right? So it's not, in the material world, there is cause and effect, and it confuses people. In the spiritual world, the ultimate cause is Krishna. And he's eternal. In other words, he was never born, and he never dies. And because we're part and parcel of Krishna, we're like that too. But there's a difference between us and Krishna. What is that difference? You know, Ria? The difference between you and me and Krishna. We've discussed this many times. So, Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kamam. What does that verse say? Remember we had the 12 points, special qualities of Krishna? Why don't you look it up in your notes? What are the 12 points? This should be, I think, point 2 or 3.
Second point.
It's the second point, okay. Yeah, so is your dad the maintainer of all living entities in the universe? So that means he's not Krishna. Am I the maintainer of all living entities? No, that means I'm not Krishna. So who is Krishna? What is it that differentiates Krishna from everybody else? We're all eternal. I'm eternal, you're eternal, Krishna's eternal. Well, how does Krishna differ from us? Yes.
He's the maintainer of all living entities.
Yeah, he's the supreme eternal that's maintaining all the other eternals. Okay? So, because the atheists don't understand that in the spiritual world everything is eternal, and the second thing is they don't understand that cause and effect is the cause of illusion in the material world. Like if there's someone committed a murder and they go to court and try and prove that he's the murderer, right? You have to prove he's a murderer to the jury. And the jury has to unanimously agree. Even if one person doesn't agree, the criminal is not convicted, right? So you have to prove beyond any doubt that this person killed someone, murdered someone, right? So you have to have a motive. Why did he do it? So the motive. So you have. They're trying to figure out what the motive is. Why did he kill such and such a person? And if you can't figure that out, then it makes your case weaker, right? There has to be a cause. Why did he kill this person? You know, so this cause and effect confuses people. Sometimes you can't figure out the cause. Therefore, for these two reasons, that the atheists don't accept that there's something eternal, and number two, that there's an eternal world, let's say, and they don't accept that there's an ultimate cause to everything. They just think that cause and effect go on all the time, and it's, you know, if you want to defeat someone, and they say, well, God created everything. Then they say, well, who created God? Well, they think that defeats your argument. But no, you have to explain who God is. God is Sat Chitananda Vigraha. What does Sat mean? Sat Chitananda Vigraha. Eternal. Sat means eternal. That means he was never born and never dies. Therefore, and he's different than all the other eternals. How is he different from all the other eternals, like you and me? Okay, come on, we just answered that. What?
He's the maintainer of all living entities.
Let her answer. What is it? What is it? Yeah. How do you know that? Well, he's giving the rain. He's giving seeds. The seeds grow as earth. They grow, and then you have grains. You have rice, and you have wheat. And from that you make rotis, and you make vadas, and you make idlis and things like that, and that keeps you alive by eating those things, right? So who's providing all that? Krishna. You see, he's providing the seed. No one can create a seed. It's never happened so far. No one can create a seed in a factory, starting from scratch. Yeah, you can create a seed from another seed, right? You plant the seed, the plant grows, and then the plant eventually goes to seed, and now you have more seeds. You started at one seed, now you have 1,000 seeds. But no one can create the first seed. It's never been done yet. We think they can do everything in a laboratory. It's not true. They can't create a seed. A seed's are little things. They should be able to create a little seed, right? No. Why? Because the seed has a soul in it. If you fry the seed, then it doesn't work, because you killed the soul. So if you fry seeds and plant them, will they grow? Huh? No. If I fried you, right, would you continue to grow? No, you would die, right? If you put a human being in boiling oil, they would die. So the same thing, if you put a seed in boiling oil, it dies. But if it's not put in boiling oil and it's protected, you put it in the ground, it grows. And now you have thousands of seeds, right? So Krishna says he's the seed-giving father of all living entities. So Krishna can do things that we can't do. That's the whole point, right? So he's the maintainer of everyone. He's the origin of all seeds, and so forth. Okay, so, and then you have any other notes, Arush? No more notes, okay. So our homework from last week was we were supposed to read chapter 6 of the 3rd canto to understand how the material world is created. Is the spiritual world created? What do you say, Advait? No. It's eternal, right? So you don't have to create the spiritual world. But the material world is created. It doesn't start from nothing, right? Okay, in fact, let's look at something that's very interesting. Let's see. Does the Catholic Church say that God created from nothing? Let's see what they say. Okay, that's the question. Okay, Creation out of nothing. Catholic answers. God creates freely out of nothing. This is catechism. Catechism means what they believe, and they teach their kids and teach everyone. It's 296th point in the Catholic Catechism. So they do, let's see. Catholics are at liberty to believe that creation took a few days or, wait a minute, let's see what it says here. Catholic answers. Fundamentalists often make it a test of Christian orthodoxy to believe that the world was created in 6 24-hour days and that no other interpretations of Genesis 1 are possible. They claim that until recently this view of Genesis was the only acceptable one, indeed the only one there was. So, anyway, the Catholics believe that God created this world from nothing. But even if you believe that, still God was there, right? So it can't be from nothing. But they think that He has the ability to start from nothing and create something. But they don't understand how Krishna can expand Himself and has unlimited energies, you see. So the idea that He creates from nothing is nonsense. He creates, things are created, like the material world, from His own energy, because He can expand Himself. The idea of God's expansions is not there in the Catholic Church, nor in Judaism, nor in Islam. Okay, so just to review what we went over last week. We went over the explanation of creation from the Brahma Samhita. Do you remember that last week when we were talking about Brahma Samhita? Do you remember that, Krishna? Krishna, you have a new hairdo or what? Let's all look at Krishna's hairdo. It's very interesting. No, I thought it was something new. You know. No? Okay. Okay. You're going to start a new trend. Next week, Advait will come in with the same, tuft of hair up like that. Yeah. Okay, so we went over the explanation in the Brahma Samhita of creation. Creation in the material world, not the spiritual world, because the spiritual world is always existing. So anybody remember what we said? If you don't, it's all right, because, Anyway, the whole understanding of material creation is it expands from Krishna. It comes from Krishna, from His energies. He has 3 types of energies. Write this down. Krishna has 3 types of energies. And we went over this last week, but we'll go over it again. Krishna has 3 types of energies. Does Advait know what they are?
Potency, the marginal potency,
yes. Internal, marginal, and external. INTERNAL is internal. Marginal, MARGINAL, means it's in between the two, internal and external. And then external, EXTERNAL. So the external energy is the material energy. The marginal energy are the jivas, you and me. And the internal energy is basically yoga maya, but there's different parts of the internal energy. There's Sat, Chit, Ananda, or Samvit, Sandini, and Hiladini. So the internal energy can be divided into 3 categories: eternity, bliss, and eternity, knowledge, and bliss. So did you write all this down? You know all this, Advait?
Oh, sorry, I was not paying attention.
Oh, what were you thinking about? Tell us.
I was thinking about my taekwondo test
What?
today. My taekwondo test.
The Type 1 class today?
Yeah.
Oh, what are you going to do?
I have this test and then basically I have like
Is it a physical test or is it a written test?
a physical test.
Oh, the physical test. Okay. All right. You see, he's here, but he was not here. You see how easy it is for the mind to go away. You know, I'm not criticizing. This is a lesson for all of us, that it's very easy to lose consciousness of what's going on. The mind can go somewhere else, just like that. And then even though you're sitting here, you don't know what's being said. That ever happened to you, Ria? Huh? Sometimes? Okay. It happens to me too. It also happens to me. Okay.
So, Prabhu,
Yeah.
spiritual energy is comprised of internal energy or what?
What?
Spiritual energy, right?
Yeah, it's internal energy.
It is the same energy.
Yeah. And it has three major categories: Sat, Chit, Ananda. Eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Yes.
Can you say what internal is for Krishna and external is?
Can I say what is? In-
Internal and external?
Internal is energies of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. Eternity, bliss, and knowledge. Sat, Chit, Ananda. That has other names. It's also called Sandini, Satvit, and Haladini. So Sandini is eternity. Satvit is knowledge, and Haladini is internal energy of love and devotion or bliss. Okay, but just remember Satchitananda, or eternity, knowledge, and bliss. And then his marginal energy are the living entities, you and me, the jivas. And the external energy is the material energy, or another name of that is the Mahat Tattva, the sum total of all the material elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego. Okay, so now the explanation. What? The total material energy. It's another name for material energy. So everything starts from Krishna, right? Everything starts from Krishna. So the Brahma Samhita, starting from verse verse number 7 in the Brahma Samhita, it begins to explain what's called Genesis, Genesis. Write that word down, Genesis. 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 G like George. Genesis. Okay? Genesis. Genesis means the beginning. The beginning of everything. First, up from the first verse to the sixth verse, it explains the spiritual world. Then, text 7, it begins, and this is Brahma Samhita, it begins to explain the genesis, or the beginning of the material world. And it says, Krishna never consorts, or never mixes with his illusory energy, Maya. Still, Maya's connection is not entirely cut off from Krishna, or the absolute truth. When he intends to create, or when he wants to create the material world, the amorous pastime or his loving relationship in which he engages by consorting with his own chit potency Rama, by casting his glance at the deluding energy in the shape of sending his time energy, is an auxiliary activity. So this is Bhaktisiddhanta's language, so it's hard to understand for normal people. But what he's saying is, everything begins by Krishna's glancing. When he glances, and he has some predilection means he's attracted to something, he wants to create. Why does one create the material world? Why does he want to create the material world? Because he wants to expand. Oh, well, several reasons. One is that there are jivas, people like you and me, who rejected Krishna. So why does he create the material world, which is basically full of misery? To give a chance to people like us to correct ourselves and go back to Godhead. So this is a major difference between Krishna consciousness and Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. In Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, if you go to hell, you stay there. You can't get out. If, like, you've been sinful, there's two things that can happen to you. Either you are eliminated, no more soul, or you go to hell and you suffer eternally. There's no way of getting out. But if you look at Krishna consciousness, there's always a way to get out, even of hell. And you never can be eliminated. See? So this is a major difference between the philosophy, the Vedic philosophy, and these other, the major religions like Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Now, which sounds more like God is merciful? Yeah. Right. If you want to say God is merciful, obviously he's always giving us a chance. And not only that, he's going through a big process to give us a chance. He's creating an entire material universes, not only one, but billions of them, and giving every living entity another chance. Right? Okay, so, and it all begins by his glance. And he glances over that part of the Brahmachodi that's sort of covered by a cloud. So therefore there's some darkness. And that's the material energy. And when he glances, what happens? Well, many things happen when he glances. First of all, Maya Devi and Lord Shiva appear. And have you ever seen the Shiva Linga? Yes. The Shiva Linga represents the combined state of Lord Shiva and Durga, or Parvati. They're combined together in the linga. And what happens is that from his glance, jivas enter into the material world. See? And when they enter into the material world, how does that happen? It goes through Shiva Linga into the womb of Durga Mata, or Maya. So, it says here, Linga Yoni Atmika Jata Ima Maheshwari Prajaha. All offspring of the consort of the great Lord Maheshwara of this mundane world are of the nature of the embodiment of the mundane masculine and feminine generative organs. So in other words, Shiva and Durga manifest within the material nature that's still not created. It's an area of darkness in the Brahmajyoti, and then as soon as all the living entities enter into the material world, then things start moving, because along with Krishna's glance comes the time principle and other things like the modes of material nature, and that gets the material nature moving from its inert state. Right. So all this is happening before the actual material creation. In other words, nothing starts to move unless there's soul. The soul is what makes things move. Just like your car normally will not move unless you get in it and turn the key on and start driving. Right? Does the car start itself and start driving? No. Even if you have a car that has a remote pilot in it, you would have to push some button or something to get that pilot going. It wouldn't just start on its own. Say, well, I don't care about my owner, I'll just drive myself away. It doesn't do that. You'd have to push some button or connect with the internal pilot and get it working. And you have a soul. The pilot does not have a soul. It's a machine. And machines don't have souls. Even machines that have artificial intelligence, they don't have souls. They can be turned on and off at any time by a human being who has a soul. Right? Okay. So this is the origin of creation, Krishna's glance. And then things start happening as soon as the living entities enter into the area of the material world. The material world, the material nature, is 1/3. 1/3 or 1/4? 1/4. It's 1/4 of the spiritual world. So you can imagine the spiritual world, 3/4 of it is spiritual, and 1/4 is the material world. But the material nature is not just one universe like this universe. There are infinite numbers of universes, and all of them put together only represent 1/4 of the spiritual, let's say, nature. Okay. So now we're going to verse 7, 8, 9, 10, and it's talking about, the Lord expands as the Vishnu tattvas into the material world, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Kshirodakshay Vishnu, and then there's the production of Brahma and Shiva and Durga and the demigods, and all these things happen, right? And it all begins with the glance of the Lord. And so we discussed that last year, and we're just doing a quick summary of it now. Now when you come to Canto 3, Chapter 6 of the Srimad Bhagavatam, it explains the creation of the universal form. What is the universal form? Anybody know? Virat Rupa, or Vishwa Rupa. Universal form is the sum total of the material energy or nature, and it's a temporary body of Krishna. Krishna's original body is eternal, it's not temporary, but he can manifest a temporary body that contains everything in one material universe. And that body is the source of everything in the universe. Just like we keep saying, the body is like a factory. What are some of the things that your body produces, Krishna?
Blood,
That's one.
stool,
That's two.
urine,
Three.
atomic things.
Like what?
Wait, no, not atomic.
Radiation? Does it make an atomic bomb?
There's like n number of things
Like what?
yeah, cells.
What do you have on your head? That's another one. Tears. Very good, Ria.
Sweat.
Sweat, yes.
There are a lot.
Yeah. Your homework is to make a list. Everything that your body produces. Yeah. And then compare what your body produces with what Krishna's universal Virat Rupa form produces. So I'll give you an example. You produce sweat, right? When Virat Rupa sweats, it produces oceans. When you sweat, it doesn't even give you a cup, right? So now you're beginning to see the difference between you and the universal form of Krishna. All right? So you make a list of all the things your body is producing and compare it to what the body of Krishna in its universal form produces. Now, to that, you would have to read this chapter 6. Huh? Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 6. I'm sorry. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, chapter 6. You have to read this because this explains all the things coming from the body or contained in the body of Virat Rupa. Now, if someone, if an atheist says, "Oh, that just makes sense. That sounds, really weird. How can God have such a big body and he produces all these things?" Well, you have a body and it produces all these things, but in minute quantity. And God can manifest a temporary material body and produce all these things in infinite quantity. Right? Now the main thing is this creation from nothing. Can you create something from nothing? Like, let's say you have no money. Can you create money from thin air? Even though thin air is something, but no, you couldn't. And even if you did create money, no one would take it from you because it would be considered counterfeit. You're not allowed to create money. Only the government can create money. Then someone will say, well, what about cryptocurrency? You know what cryptocurrency is? Huh?
What's cryptocurrency?
CRYPTO. Crypto. Cryptocurrency is something that the government doesn't produce. But if enough people accept it, it becomes like money. But they have to have faith that it can. That if they buy a cryptocurrency coin from you, it's a coin that's made with a computer, and it has a lot of special qualities, and you can use it like money, but other people have to believe that it's worth something. See, just like if you get $1, what is the dollar worth?
$1.
Actually, no. It's not. It's only worth what you can buy with it, right? So, if you can buy, 6 bubble gums Huh?
You cannot buy 6 bubble gums.
No?
Yeah, you can.
How many bubble gums can you buy with $1?
Probably buy 1.
What?
You probably could buy 1.
Oh, you see? The value of the dollar is going down. You can only buy 1 bubble gum. Or how many sodas can you buy with $1? At a Nanda Mela, let's say.
1.
1, right. How many sodas could you buy 30 years ago?
Probably like 10.
So you see, it's not that the dollar is worth $1. It's only worth what you can buy with it. Right? So you could buy, let's say, 10 sodas 30 years ago, but today you can only buy 1 soda with it. So the dollar has been devalued because you can buy fewer things today than you could before. Like, for example, gasoline in the 1970s was only like 35 cents a gallon. Yeah. How much is it worth now, gasoline?
No, it's like $2.
$3 plus, not just $3, more than $3. Well, if you go to Costco, it's like cheaper. So you see, it's increased like 10 times in less than 50 years, or in approximately 50 years. So the value of the dollar has gone down, you see, because you can only buy less with it now. So the cryptocurrency is something that you believe has value. And if many people believe it has value, it becomes a type of money that the government has not issued. But the value of cryptocurrency can go up and down at any time. Yes? Yes. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency.
Couldn't you like make like a dollar coin and then like go to the store and buy something with it?
Only if the store accepts it. They won't accept your dollar.
No, like, suppose like, if it's like you
No, you could start your own cryptocurrency. You could call it the Advaita 1 cryptocurrency, right? But it costs you a lot of money to make it because you have to have special equipment. It's digitally produced, but you get all your money back by selling it. You have to convince people that it's actually worth something, that they can use it in place of money. And if it works and they accept your Advaita 1 cryptocurrency, you could become a millionaire almost overnight.
if they don't accept it.
And then you go broke. You lose all the money you invested. Yeah. So you see, money is a it's something based on faith. It's not, it's not something real. Your dollar, your American dollar, it's only because people have faith that if they have a dollar, they can buy something with it. If you go to a store and they say, we don't take American dollars anymore, we only take Russian kopecks, you would be shocked, right? Like, let's say you go to India and you have an American dollar, right? And you go to some guy, a sabji wala, he's selling vegetables in the market, and you say, give me $1 worth. He says, nahi, rupiah. So he said, I don't take dollars, I only take rupees. So you have to go to a bank, give the dollar to the bank, and the bank will issue some rupees. Right? Then you can buy your vegetables. So you see, money is a very strange thing. It's actually what people believe in. They have to have faith in it, otherwise they won't accept it. Okay, we're finished. Jai Shri Gornitai Ki Jai.
No.
Can sing?
I can't even read.
You wanna sing it? Yeah, you sing it.
You can try with him. You will learn. He's scared. Why you are scared?
I'm singing. It's gonna be disaster.
Ready? Who is
Anybody want to sing? This is like the 4th time.
You'll sing today.
Oh, okay. Yashomati Nandana Brajabara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana
Yashomati Nandana Brajabaro Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana
Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara
Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara
Kaliya Damana Vidhana
Kaliya Damana Vidhana
Amala Harina Mamiya Vilasa
Amada Harinam Amiya Vilasa
Vipina Purandara Navina Nagara Bora
Vipina Purandara Navina Nagara Bola
Bamsi Badana Suvasa
Vamsi Badana Suvasa
Sarjana Palana Surakula Nasana
Brajajana Palana Asura Kulana
Nanda Godana Rakhuvala
Nanda Godhana Rakvala
Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara
Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara
Sundara Nanda Gopala
Sundarananda Gopala
Jamuna Tattachara Gopi Basanahara
Jamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara
Rasarasika Kripa Moya
Rasarasika Kripa Moya
Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natabara
Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natabara
Bhakti Vinoda Shaya
Bhakti Vinoda Shaya
Mati Nandana Brajabara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana
Yashomati Nandana Brajabara Nagara Gokula
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare What should I say? Jai Radha Nila Madhurada Nila Madhurade Jay, go Nitai. Jay.
Okay.
Wait, what else should I say?
Nitai Gora Haribo.
Okay.
Nitai Gora Haribo.
Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo. Sorry, I don't know.
That's okay.
Why did you do
And there should be a paper for that also.
Okay, so your homework for tomorrow, what is it? What is it, Arush? So where are you going to get that list from? No. Oh yeah, that's shows what comes out of the body of the universal form. Where are you going to get the list of what comes out of your body? Okay, what chemicals does the human body produce? What chemicals does the human body produce? Let's see what Wikipedia. Let's see what it says on the internet. So it says almost 99% of the mass of the human body is made up of 6 elements: oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, and phosphorus. Only about 0.85% is composed of another 5 elements: potassium, sulfur, sodium, and chlorine, and magnesium. Okay, so you can look up, it says some 60 chemical elements are found in the body. What all of them are doing there is still unknown. Roughly 96% of the mass of the human body is made up of just 4 elements: oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen, with a lot of that in the form of water. So you can look this up. It's an interesting subject. And then you compare that with the Virat Rupa from Canto 3, Chapter 6, and the material creation according to the Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so you can just analyze yourself. This is more about the chemical composition of the body, which you should know also. But then these chemicals combine and they make stool, urine, they make blood, marrow, bone, hair, tears, earwax, nails, teeth, and so forth. Make a list, right? Perspiration, okay, urine, and then compare that to Canto 3, Chapter 6, where the genesis of the material creation is described in terms of the Virat Rupa, the universal form of the temporary universal form of Krishna, Krishna's great universal body. Okay, so last week we went over the explanation of the material creation according to the Brahma Samhita, right? And everything starts with the glance of Krishna, and all this is preliminary to the material creation. It's preliminary to the material creation, and in order to have a material creation, you have to have space. So where does space come from? You can't create unless there's space. Even in the Big Bang Theory, it talks about everything starts from a point of infinite density and temperature. But a point, the mathematical definition of a point is something that has no dimension, right? So if it has no dimension, then how does it expand? Well, their explanation is there's a Big Bang. And the expansion violates which law? Einstein's theory of relativity. It violates it. And that's not possible because Einstein said nothing can violate it, especially the speed of light. But the modern scientists say that the expansion from this point goes faster than the speed of light. So it's all full of contradictions, their theory. That's why actually the Big Bang Theory has been debunked, but they're still teaching it in school. They're teaching something that has already been proven not to really be a scientific theory. It just shows you how much junk you're fed in these schools. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, space is produced by sound. When sound expands, and the original sound is pranava om, right? That expands the space, and then different things happen. So you're going to read that in the Canto 3, Chapter 6. And you can take notes. It explains how everything comes into existence. And this also negates the Catholic theory that God created from nothing. It's impossible to create something from nothing. So you'll have to figure out what existed originally. What is it called? The original material nature. What was the name? We discussed this just a little bit earlier today. It's called the Mahat Tattva. What is the Mahat Tattva? Look up in your notes, Ria. Yes. What? Yes. Are you raising your hand? Yeah. You were scratching your head. Okay. Is it? It's what? It's the total material energy. Right. So that total material energy, is it eternal or is it temporary?
The material energy is temporary.
Wrong.
Energy is eternal.
No, material energy is temporary.
What?
The external is temporary, right?
Wrong.
And energy is eternal, but the manifestation that is temporary. That comes and goes.
It's going through two phases. What does that mean?
Manifestation.
Yeah, when it's unmanifest, does it still exist? Yes. It's eternal, yeah, of course. Anything that comes from Krishna is eternal. The material energy is called apara prakriti, and the spiritual energy is called para prakriti. What's the difference between, what's the meaning, apara and para? No. Yes. So why is material energy apara prakriti? Prakriti means the energy. Why is it apara prakriti, meaning that it is inferior spiritual energy? It's still spiritual energy, it's still eternal. And why is there a para prakriti, superior spiritual energy? What's the difference?
Manifest and unmanifest.
Yes.
Energy is
Always manifest. Exactly right. Did you get that, Ria? Yes. So what is apara prakriti? What is prakriti? Prakriti is energy, right? It's material energy, right? And apara means it's inferior. Write these words down. If I ask you again 10 minutes from now, you won't be able to answer. Superior. Para, P-A-R-A. Para means superior, and apara means inferior. Yes. Prakriti is energy. And Prakriti is something that's controlled by Krishna, because all energies are coming from Krishna, right? He has infinite energies. Parasya Shakti Vividayava Shriyate. It's explained in the Svatara Upanishad. He has infinite energies. What are the three categories of energies that come from Krishna? Okay, Divya, what are What are the three categories of energies coming from Krishna? Yes?
Oh, Apara Prakriti, Para Prakriti.
No. No. We discussed this earlier.
Oh, is it material, marginal, and external?
Exactly right. Very good. Right. What? Okay, very good. You have the internal energy, the marginal energy, and the external energy. We discussed this, right? So, how many categories does the internal energy have? Krishna. 3. What are they?
Eternity, bliss, and knowledge.
What is the Sanskrit? What is the Sanskrit for those? Yes.
What's the third one?
The internal energy, marginal energy, and external energy. Now, the internal energy of Krishna has 3 categories, right? Sat Chitananda, or eternity, bliss, and knowledge. What is the marginal energy? Arush. Marginal energy. It's called Jiva Tattva. Yes. And what is the external energy? Arush again. Yes. Good. And material energy has two main forms. What are they? What are the 2 categories of material energy? Go ahead, Arush, do you know or not? Huh? You didn't get to write them down. Okay. So write this down. Para, P-A-R-A, and apara, A-P-A-R-A. Right? So para means superior, S-U-P-E-R-I-O-R, and apara means inferior, I-N-F-E-R-I-O-R. External energy is the material nature, also known as Mahat Tattva. Mahat Tattva. M-A-H-A-T-T-A-T-T-V-A. Mahat Tattva. Tattva, T-A-T-T-V-A. Okay, now you're going to get familiar with all these terms, because if you read today, Canto 3, Chapter 6, all these things are explained. Okay? All this terminology. It'll take you up to an hour to read this. Yeah.
What is the name for internal energy? So like Jiva Tattva and Mahat Tattva. So is it Satchinananda or there is some other name for it? Or is it
Internal energy is the you have the Jiva Tattva, you have Bhagavan Tattva. Bhagavan Tattva. Yeah. There might be another name, but I'll double check that. Yeah.
Three categories coming from Krishna: internal, marginal, external.
Yes.
Internal is Satchidanand, marginal is Jiva Tattva, external is Mahat Tattva, material energy.
Yeah.
Then material energy is divided into Parapara.
Yeah. Yes.
How this material energy is divided into para? What is the part of para? You're saying divided into 2 parts, right? Para and para, the external energy.
The superior and superior material energy.
What is superior material energy?
Okay. The superior. No. I'm sorry. The apara prakriti is the inferior material energy, and the para prakriti is the spiritual energy. I'm sorry. I'm glad you asked that question. Okay? Paraprakriti means living entities like you and me, the demigods also, the demons also, right? And so that's superior energy, is spiritual energy. If you look at verse 7th chapter, verse number 5, aparayam itastvanyam pakriti vidime param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayadam daryate jagat. So you look Bhagavad Gita 7:5. That'll explain the paraprakriti, okay? All right, so we'll stop right there. You have your homework for tomorrow. You want to do your homework?
Am I going to do it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Haribo.
Actually, I have a question though.
Yeah.
So, Prabhuji, when you are saying that universal form is a temporary form,
Yes.
so my question is how temporary it is. It is as temporary as material universe, because when the creation is going on at that time, that form is still there, right? It starts with the material universe.
That's why you read 3rd Canto, Chapter 6. If you read it, it answers that question. Okay? Okay. If you read also 11th chapter Bhagavad Gita, it also explains that the universal form is temporary. How temporary? It's temporary as the material manifestation. Okay, so now you're armed with homework.
So Prabhuji, that means Arjuna, the universal creation of form is not like Krishna.
So, you know, what we should do is we should have after school homework period. So right now, it's after school starting at 9:30. You should do your homework here before you go home. Because if you go home, so many things happen and you don't have time. So you can do it right now. Sit down, Krishna, take your coat off. Start reading. Don't leave the temple until you do your homework. And you can do mutual homework. You can help each other do the homework. This is what I did in college. I always studied with somebody else. We helped each other. Huh?
There's like tutorial in school, after school, there's like study zone where you can study in school.
Yeah.
And then there's tutorial where you can ask your teachers questions.
Yeah. So do you have the 3rd Canto, Chapter 6? What?
I can share, or use it on my phone.
Okay. Well, I have a copy here if you want. Yeah, give it back to me. Just leave it here when you finish. Okay, go ahead. Read.
okay, she can do it. She can do it. It's okay.
But if you find something, keep noting down all the points. Keep finding the words which are brought by Krishna, what Krishna produces, keep noting down.
Is that yours? I'm carrying your whole second. Rio, do you remove whole second? Then how'd you know you started? Oh, you brought it.
stop talking here? Okay, what does it mean, Shivani? What does it mean? So basically, Lord's all potencies are in dormant state. Unless Lord wants, nothing may proceed. Right? Only on the direction. So everything is in dormant state, and then when Lord wants, it will manifest. Okay, go ahead.
The ingredients of matter are concept acts completely.
No, it's free translation also.
Powerful will and simultaneously enter into completely element from God and God from the body to an external energy into a ring.
Amalgamates. Amalgamates means mixes.
Amalgamates all the
what do you understand by this, Shivani? How this is your turn to summarize.
So
I made notes if you want to do, but I want to.
ingredients, matter, concept, ingredients,
Yeah, that's a good one.
all and they're all combined together by the influence of time.
Awesome.
And time is the immutable.
And then one. So 23 elements, they are combined by time energy. The time energy is called Kali. And then,
And then
very good, you read very clearly. Lord enters into elements and applies his energies. That's how it is creation. Good. But can you explain this one, what you read on Brahma Samhita?
they're saying that so his partial planar extension, meaning not his exact nature, his partial extension, non-nature, he enters into nature, and then he goes into every universe as Prabhu explanation,
And you have to summarize all of it. She was very careful with it. And you can take time to read through it.
Every individual soul remains unconscious after or on the consciousness.
Okay, read the translation.
Thus when the personality of God had entered into the elements as energy, all the living entities were enlightened into different activities, such as when the initiations were prepared, awakening from sleep. Here this when he entered into the elements as energy, then all the living entities were enlivened into different activities. What does enliven mean?
Again, bring to life. You remember the first verse was saying that everything is in dormant state. Then second one what Shivani read, how Maha Shai Vishnu, sorry, what is it? Maha Vishnu and then Shiva Lakshai and then Garu Lakshai, right? And this one you are saying, Krishna summarized for us, that because Lord has already entered into the elements by the time energy
Into the elements by energy.
and then they become life, come back into life. Everything is a homework. We call it a big homework. So you please take notes what you like Krishna saying. Next is your chance. So please focus.
Krishna enters
Yeah, these are homeworks here, sir. Summarize it.
so that he entered into the elements place all the living entities.
Whatever comes from our body, that's in the universal form of example.
Okay.
Wait, Krishna, let us understand the homework first.
No, not a homework.
Mind is any kind of movement, you keep going whenever the movement is
That's
outside
also
it will take 1 hour to read the whole. So you have to read whole thing.
that's what we're doing.
The homework is to make a list of things that our body produces, then compare it to Krishna's bodies.
Okay, so we
It's
could
like the real body.
So let's search that up first and then go.
So let Shivani present with it. Shivani is a good reader and good absorber. So let's write whatever we found in the You start. Did you get anything on the text 7? Can you summarize for us what is text 4, text 5, text 6, text 7? Yeah, please tell me. Yeah, tell me what was in text 6. Shivani, summarize verse 3 for us.
No, this is just saying, this isn't the anything I'm looking at. This is Krishna saying the heart and the awakening.
Okay, let's go on to the next one then.
I feel like the next one has
Okay.
We will make a note, whatever is.
Why don't you read the translation?
Yeah, Krishna, you finish the
Translation.
We're about to have to go slowly. Then we read the entire chapter and we might read the verses that don't give us anything.
That's what is reading all the verses.
now let's start.
Okay, translation, you know where what is coming. If you see relevant, then you will go for it.
Yeah, Krishna.
But code also we can read, I think it will be.
If it's not big, the 40 verses are there already.
No, it's very easy reading continuously, you will finish. Regular to say it will take 1 hour.
Yeah, so just for
10 o'clock, Bhukeshwar Prabhu's class will start.
which class?
Bhukeshwar Prabhu.
Okay, Shivani already read third. Shivani third doesn't have anything. Fourth, tell me about fourth.
Only one heading to go, and then particular.
I'm saying, can't we take a note that Krishna produces the entire world? What does his body produce? His body, if you want, like, his body.
We're writing what our body
Yeah.
what our body makes, and then we
No,
compare.
this is all Krishna's body.
No, now we
Yeah,
are talking about Krishna's body.
This is Krishna's body. All
No, no, this is all Krishna's body.
Yes, yes.
Hey, this is Krishna's.
See, what
Okay.
his body
You go
So
first.
my understanding, everyone should share your understanding. Like my understanding till it's explored is like
she's saying that because it's a partial translation. I'll get you it. Come.
माधव बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी शोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन मुनातीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय श्री श्री राधा माधव की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षु उन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Is it okay? Okay. Hare Krishna. So today we are going to discuss the power of bhakti. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave teachings to Srila Sanatana Goswami for 2 months. And during that time, he shared with him one katha about the power of devotional service. So we will share that and learn from it. So once Srila Narad Muni, he went to Vaikuntha Lok to see Lakshmi Narayan. And after that, he came to Allahabad, which is now called Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh, India, where Kumbh happened, Kumbh Mela. So Narad Muni has so much freedom to travel that he can go to Vaikuntha Loka and he can go to Allahabad, he can go to any location, any city, any country, any planet, even outside the universe. He can travel anywhere as per his wish. As much as Krishna has freedom to go anywhere, Narad Muni has freedom to go anywhere. Without ticket, visa, passport, money, nothing required. How did he attain this freedom? Because he surrendered to Krishna. Generally, we think surrender is opposite to freedom. If I surrender, then my freedom is lost. I'll have to obey. I can't do what I like. If I surrender, then I'll have to do as per others like whom I surrender. So people don't like to surrender. Even in spiritual life or material life, we want our freedom. But here we see Narad Muni is completely 100% surrendered and 100% free. So surrender is equal to freedom. In English language, surrender is opposite to freedom. But in Krishna consciousness, when we surrender 100%, we get real freedom. The present freedom we have to do sense gratification is not actual freedom, it's illusion. Under Maya, whatever Maya is influencing us, we are doing. Maya makes us hungry, we eat. Sleepy, we sleep. Maya makes us wake up, so we wake up. Take a walk, we take a walk. Watch a TV, we watch a TV. We think I am free to eat, sleep, walk. But actually, some other force is acting on us. So by being servant of Krishna, we are really free. By being servant of Maya, we are bound. We are not free. We are sad. In India there is a saying, Krishnadas Bindas, Mayadas Sada Udas, which means the servant of Krishna is confident, free, and the servant of Maya is sad, is miserable. So Narad Muni, he came to Prayagraj and took a dip in Triveni Sangam, where three holy rivers come together: Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati. So he took a dip and then he carried along his path. He was walking on the forest path, chanting Hare Krishna. And as he was walking on the path, he saw a small deer, a baby deer, lying down half dead, crying in pain, legs broken, wounded, arrow inside the stomach, blood coming out, trembling, crying. So he went forward, he saw small boar, baby boar, same condition, arrow in stomach, blood coming out, legs twisted, crying in pain, trembling, can't run. He went forward, he saw small rabbit, same condition, arrow in stomach, wounded, blood coming out, trembling, shivering in pain, legs broken, half dead. So when Narad Muni saw these three animals, wounded, half dead, crying in pain, cannot run, he also felt pain. This is a very great quality of a sadhu. It's called compassion, karuna. Karuna means para dukkha dukhi. Seeing others in pain, I also feel pain, that's compassion, karuna. In this world, people have opposite quality. Para dukkha sukhi or para sukha dukhi. That's called enviousness, jealousy, irsha, dvesh, jalan, envy. Seeing others happy, if I feel unhappy, seeing others successful, if I don't like, or if I see others in misery and I like, I enjoy, that's envy. That's not a good quality. But this is present in the world. People are envious to each other and they are not happy seeing others successful. And this is put in us in the name of competition from childhood itself. Like when a child goes to school and the mother gives tiffin, so she also tells, look, if your friend is with you, you both share the tiffin. You be friendly. Give your tiffin, give your chocolate, give your pencil, give your notes. Make nice friends in the school. And during exam we say, make sure you get more marks than your friends. Right? To elicit competition. And when the result comes and the friend gets more mark, we say you should not be happy. Next time you get more. So if my friend is more successful and I am taught not to be happy, that's jealousy. He got result of his hard work, I got result of my hard work. I should be happy when my friend is successful. He is having party in his home because he came first. and I am sitting and crying here because I came second. Or go and eat in party. So that's jealousy. Once there was a lady who was not well. So she called up her physician, doctor, and requested for home visit. So the doctor came, examined her, he gave her injection, he gave her some tablets and told her, "My dear madam, please take these tablets and rest for 3 days. You should be fine." The lady said, "Thank you." Then she said, "What happened to me?" The doctor said, "Look, you have high fever. I have given injection, so it should come down, and these tablets will take care of you, and after 3 days, you should be normal." So the lady said, "Okay, thank you." Then she asked, "How much fever I have?" So doctor said, "You have high fever, 101 degree." So she said, "Oh, okay." So when the doctor was leaving, the lady said, "Wait, my maidservant is downstairs. She will drop you till the gate." The doctor said, "No, no, no, don't call her. Before I saw you, I saw her. She is also taking rest. She has high fever. I have given her injection, I have given her tablets, and now she must be sleeping." So the lady said, "Oh, my servant has fever, I don't know." Doctor said, "Yes, she has high fever." Achha. How much she has? The doctor said she has 103 degree fever. The lady said, "Come on, how can she have more than me? I am Malkin, I am the mistress, I should have more." So this is called jealousy. When you are jealous, what is happening is you are damaging your own heart. You are yourself unhappy when others have something. You are burning inside. So that's a disease. In devotee community, we should not have such quality. If we see other devotees receiving the mercy of the Lord, being successful in their devotional service, progressing, getting appreciation or getting responsibilities, we should be happy that others are also progressing in bhakti. Others are also growing. We should not be sad that somebody is growing in bhakti. So envy is not good, especially in devotee community. So Narad Muni, he felt pain, seeing the 3 animals in pain. So he left the regular path and he went deep inside the jungle. There was a big tree, and behind the tree there was an hunter, reddish eyes looking like Yamraj. And he had a bow and arrow. And from his hiding place, he was targeting, he was aiming small animals in front of the tree. So when Narad Muni arrived on the scene, all the small animals seeing Narad Muni, they fled away. So the hunter got agitated and disturbed that who is this person who came and chased away all my targets, all my clients. He was disturbed. So he came out of his hiding place behind the tree to scold and chastise Narad Muni. But when he saw Narad Muni is a pure brahmachari, nice wearing saffron dhoti and having nice shikha, shaved head, tilak, kantimala and bead bag and veena and a flower garland, and his face is very illuminating and a smile on his face. Seeing such a pure Vaishnav, that hunter didn't feel like becoming angry and shouting. So his heart cooled down. This is true, it happens when we take darshan of Krishna, when we take darshan of pure sadhus. The burning sensation of our heart cools down. When we come to temple and have darshan of Neela Madhav, we feel so nice. Whatever problems may be there in our life, whatever miseries may be there in our life, we feel cooled down. Because Krishna's face is very sheetal, cooling. So we feel nice. When we chant the holy name, when we dance in kirtan, when we read and hear Srimad Bhagavatam, when we serve devotees, then all the miseries in life go away. Whatever problem we have, big or small, for Krishna it's small only. Krishna, there is no big problem. So we go to Krishna, we surrender to Him, we fold our hands and say, my dear Lord, I have a big problem. And you see the problem will go away. Because Krishna is big, powerful. So any situation in life we should go to Krishna. Okay, don't go to Krishna. Go to the problem and say, I have a big Krishna. See how the problem runs away. Because Krishna is always protecting his devotees, always taking care of his devotees. Gajendra, Draupadi, Sita Mata, Prahlad Maharaj, Durva Maharaj. So many examples are there where Krishna always protected his devotees. In the whole history, there is not a single example where there is a devotee who is in problem and Krishna didn't help. There is not a single example like this. Krishna is always protecting his devotees. So seeing a pure brahmachari, Narad Muni, that hunter, he didn't shout. But he was a bit disturbed, so he told, Oh Sadhu Baba, what are you doing here? You left the main road and came inside the forest. I think by mistake you took a wrong turn. See, because of you all my animals ran away. So please go back to the main road. You will be lost here. That's what the hunter thought. He has come here by mistake. So Narad Muni replied, he told, my dear hunter, I didn't lost my path. I have deliberately come here because I have a question. I have a doubt. Hunter said, question? What question you have? Narad Muni said, on the main road, I saw a deer with arrow inside his stomach, blood coming out, legs twisted, crying in pain, half dead. Then I saw boar and rabbit, same condition. So my question is, who did this? Who is responsible for this? The hunter thought somebody has come to give him Nobel Prize. He got elated. He said, I did it. This is my visiting card. I am Mrigari. I am the hunter. And I am well experienced. And I shot arrows on this small deer, small boar and small rabbit. So Narad Muni said, look Mrigari, can I beg you something? He said, yes, what do you want? I have goat flesh, I have cow flesh, I have rabbit flesh, I have deer skin, I have tiger skin, whatever you want I will give you. Mrigari was interested in flesh and skin, so he thought this fellow is also interested in flesh and skin. Everybody thinks that what I like, others also like. What I want, others also want. But that's not true. We all are individuals. So Narad Muni said, no, I don't want flesh and skin. I beg you only one thing. That instead of killing animals like this half, you kill them full. Mrigari was surprised to receive such a request. He said, kill them full? What is the use? When I kill them half and twist their legs and they can't run, and they cry in pain, and they shiver and tremble, half dead, and gradually they die in 2-3 hours. And I see all this, I feel so nice. Entertainment. But if I shoot in such a way that they are killed immediately, then there is no entertainment. What is the use? No maja, no ananda, no joy. So this Mrigari was such a person who would get happiness by giving pain to others. There are such people in this world called sadistic. They give pain to others and they enjoy physical or mental pain. They enjoy. Sometimes in villages, children play with earthworm, cockroaches, and parents think, okay, nice, some game is going on. But actually they are giving pain. Pain to cockroach and earthworm and other small insects. And we should not encourage, because when they grow up, they'll give pain to others, including the parents. So that's not good. So Mrigari said, what is the use of fully killing? I will not enjoy the game. Narad Muni said, look, when you kill them full, you incur sinful reaction. But when you deliberately give them pain and kill them half, and after some time they die with so much pain, you incur a higher sinful reaction. Why? Because you are giving them more pain. Narad Muni told this. Any person gives pain to other living entities, he incurs a sinful reaction. Those who eat meat, those who hunt animals, those who cut animals, those who sell meat, those who purchase, and those who support slaughterhouse businesses, they all are incurring sinful reaction. That's not good. By giving pain to others, we receive pain. So we should not give pain to others, our family members, our friends, our neighbors, other devotees in the community, whoever that may be. By our actions, by our words, by our behavior, we should not hurt them. In any relationships, you should remember one thing. Peace should not be cut into pieces. Peace should be maintained in our family. Otherwise, how there will be growth? How there will be good spiritual qualities? So Narad Muni is the authority, and he is telling us that by giving pain to other living entities, we get pain. So meat eating is sinful activity. So he told Mrigari that by killing full, you are incurring papa, sinful activity. But by killing half, you are incurring more papa because you are giving more pain. So when Mrigari heard this, he asked a question. He said, what is sin? What is papa? Mrigari was such an uneducated, uncivilized person, he didn't know what is pap, what is sin. Can we even talk to such a person? But Narad Muni, he is such a great soul, so busy traveling all over universe, still he finds time to talk such an uneducated person. So he sits and explains to Mrigari what is papa, what is punya, swarga, narka, karma, and how when you kill animal, you suffer in the narak loka for many births, for many years. And when you kill an animal, next birth, that animal kills you. That's the law of karma. If I kill an ant, or a mosquito, or an insect, or eat flesh, then that animal next life will eat me, or kill me. That's fixed law of nature. So when Mrigari heard this, he got shocked. He said, my father never told me all this, he only taught me hunting. And I had to kill animals so many, just for game. So does it mean all these animals in one birth in sequence will kill me? Narad Muni said, yes. Mrigari started counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 500, 1000, 2000, 5000, 10,000. Oh, I have killed thousands of animals in my life. Does it mean next thousands of births, one by one, these animals will kill me? Narad Muni said, yes. Mrigari was shocked. He fell on his knees and he touched the feet of Narad Muni and he said, I don't want to go to hell. I don't want this suffering. I don't want to be like this target of some hunter next birth repeatedly. Is there any way I can be saved from all this suffering? He came to his senses. When we come in association of pure devotee, we come to our senses that my life is sinful and I have to change. So Narad Muni told Mrigari, look, I have a solution that you don't have to go suffering. But there is a condition. He said, what is your condition? You'll have to obey me. We go to a spiritual master, we have to obey. Having a spiritual master is not like passion. Everybody has, I don't have, so let me also have. No. Having a spiritual master is a commitment, is a responsible relationship where I obey. It's not everybody keeps a dog, so I also keep a dog. It's not a passion. Imagine you go to doctor and say, look, I am not well, these are my symptoms, please check and prescribe some medicines. But let me tell you, I have decided not to take the medicines. Would the doctor continue the treatment? He will say, why are you wasting my time? Let me see other patients. So in the same way, we go to spiritual master thinking that I'll offer a garland and an envelope with dollars and pay obeisances and ask, how are you? And whatever he says, I don't have to obey. This envelope and envelope and garlands will take care of my relationship. Then what is the use? The relationship between disciple and spiritual master is not based on money or dakshina. That's not the purpose of becoming guru or becoming disciple. The relationship is pariprashnena sevaya, to inquire submissively, so that when we hear, we get divya gyan, we come out of illusion. You have a doctor but still you are unwell, then why that relationship exists? If you have a home, family members, and still you are starving, then what is happening in the home? If you are in the restaurant and still not eating food, then what is happening there? So if you have a spiritual master and you are not out of illusion, you don't have transcendental knowledge, then what is happening there? So that is the most important activity. Pariprashnena sevaya, to hear, to inquire submissively and hear. And by that hearing, the illusion goes away. And sevaya, offer menial service, so that we get blessed, we get purified. So that's the most important relationship and the most important transaction in the relationship. To hear, to inquire, and to offer service. So Narad Muni told Mrigari, look, I can help you, but you will have to obey me. So Mrigari said, yes, I will obey you. Tell me, what should I do? Narad Muni said, break your bow and arrow and throw it in the river, because that was a tool to perform sin. Mrigari got shocked. He said, break my bow and arrow? How will I eat? This is the only way I earn. I don't have any other skill. From childhood, I know only hunting. I didn't do engineering, I didn't do MBA, I didn't do LLB. I don't know anything else. Narad Muni said, don't worry, I will send you food. And Mrigari had faith. He broke his bow and arrow and threw it in the river. Mrigari was thinking, this bow and arrow feeds me. But that's not true. Who feeds us? Krishna. There is difference between source of income and source of maintenance. Every individual has a different source of income. Somebody's source of income is job. Somebody's source of income is business. Somebody's source of income is driving taxi. Somebody's source of income is teaching in the school. Somebody's source of income is begging. Somebody's source of income is stealing. Somebody's source of income is share market. Somebody's source of income is using his hands, using his voice. Everybody has a different source of income. But all of us has only one source of maintenance, common, and that is Krishna. Krishna maintains us. Our job does not maintain us. If your job maintains you, then today's lunch is dollars. Eat it. Can we eat dollars? No. We eat grains. It is modern society which has connected paper to grains by investing purchasing power in a paper called currency. That's the modern society correlation happening. That's why we think money is important. But our maintenance is grains, which is given by earth, milk, which is given by cow, vegetables and fruits, which is given by rain, sun and earth. And that is arranged by Krishna. Krishna arranges the food. Food is not produced in the factories. It is produced in earth. Krishna gives food free, water free. All the rain which comes in our city is free. If Krishna gives water bill to a USA government, it will be bankrupt on the first day. All water is free. The price of 1 liter water here, if Krishna gives that bill, or 0.1% of that bill, will be finished. When we were born, our milk was ready. Who gave that milk? Father purchased it? No. Doctor injected it? No. Krishna arranged that milk for the baby. Any lady, whatever age may be, will never have milk in the chest till she becomes mother, till she delivers a baby. That means the milk comes only for the baby. And the baby doesn't know anything, cannot even itch itself. But baby knows how to suck milk, how to digest milk, to cry when it's hungry. The baby knows all this. So when we were born, Krishna arranged our food. When we grow up, He will not arrange. One who gave us milk when we were small will not give us rice when we are grown up. He will give. But we have stopped our dependence. Now we are grown up, so we think I will manage myself better. Krishna is coward boy. I am educated engineer or manager. I can manage myself better. And we are trying to be independent of Krishna, and there is so much chaos in the society. Animals completely depend on the Lord, depend on nature, and they eat well. An elephant eats 50-60 kg per meal. Doesn't worry about the next meal. Doesn't have a warehouse or a refrigerator for the next meal. It gets in the same forest. Elephant doesn't travel every day 40-60 miles to get food. It gets that food right where it stays. But humans have to travel so far just for 2 times of meal. That is the society we have created. Some people have dogs in the house, or sometimes there are insects in the house. Do they go outside the house to get their food? No. The lizard, the cockroach, they are inside our house and they get food. But we are inside our house, we don't get, we have to go out. That's the condition. So Krishna feeds everybody, including us. He is the source of maintenance. But we have stopped depending on him. But Narad Muni knew this. So he told Mrigari, I will send you food, don't worry. Narad Muni never sent food. Narad Muni doesn't have a catering department or catering business or restaurant to send tiffin boxes, dabbas or deliver food. No, he doesn't have. But he had faith that Vishnu will supply, Krishna will supply, so I don't have to worry. So he told Mrigari, you break bow and arrow, don't worry, I will send you food. And Mrigari had faith. He broke his bow and arrow and again went to his knees and offered obeisances to Narad Muni and told him, now what should I do? Narad Muni told Mrigari, now you go home. Whatever money you have, whatever clothes and grains and furniture and gold ornaments and house is all sinful means, income from sinful means. So you give all that in charity to sadhus, everything. Because when we give charity of our income, we get purified. So part of our income we should use in the service of cows, in the service of sadhus, in the service of deities, in the preaching mission. So we get purified. Otherwise we incur sinful reaction for every dollar we earn. Because every income has some fault. Every occupation has some fault. So Narad Muni told, you give everything in charity, and you in one dhoti, your wife in one sari, you both go to the forest. Use the leaves and wood of the forest and make a kutia, a small hut, and have tulsi plant. And every day you worship tulsi plant, and in front of tulsi plant you sit and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is what you do. So Mrigari folded his hands, he said, okay, I will do that. Anything else? Narad Muni said, yes, I will send you food every day, but don't collect for the next day. Don't be greedy. So then they both came on the main road. The deer, the small baby deer, rabbit and boar were died. So Narad Muni made them alive. And Mrigari had surprised, shocked. So then Narad Muni went on his path. Mrigari went to his village. He gave everything in charity. His clothes, his ornaments, his money, his grains, his furniture, his house. And his wife also gave everything in charity to sadhus, Vaishnavas, Brahmanas. And he in one dhoti, wife in one sari, both of them came to the forest, made a hut, had tulsi plant, Tulsi Maharani, and they would every day circumambulate Tulsi Maharani, water it, and chant Hare Krishna, water her and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Gradually the news spread in neighboring villages that the hunter, Mrigari, the cruel hunter, has become sadhu. He has left everything, renounced person. So all villagers started coming to meet him. And when you go to meet a sadhu, you don't go empty hand. You carry some offering. So they will bring milk, vegetable, fruit, grains, yogurt, something they will bring. And they will sit with Mrigari and chant Hare Krishna. And Mrigari, he was not greedy. He would take food for only 2 people and rest he will distribute. He will not think tomorrow these people may not come. Let me keep it in the fridge. He will take for 2 people, rest he will distribute. So after 1 year, Narad Muni again came to Prayagraj with his friend Parvat Muni. So after taking bath in the holy rivers, he told Parvat Muni, I have one disciple in this forest. He was a hunter before. His name is Mrigari. Can we just go and meet him? Follow-up is necessary. So he said, yes, let's go. So Narad Muni and Parvat Muni both came to the forest. From far, Mrigari saw his Guru Maharaj, spiritual master, coming. He was so excited and joyful. Very enthusiastically he ran towards his spiritual master. And it is mentioned as a etiquette that when you meet your spiritual master, you should pay Dandvat Pranam. You should lie down on the floor and touch your head on the ground. When we come to Krishna to see the deities, we should pay Dandvat Pranam. We should offer obeisances to Vaishnavas. We should offer obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. We should offer obeisances to all the deities, Tulsi Maharani. And when we exit the temple again, we offer our obeisances. We fold our hands. That is respectful attitude. Like when we meet somebody, we say hello. We end up, we say bye. So in the same way, we offer our respects to the Lord and the spiritual master when we meet them, when we start our service, and when we end also, we do the same thing. That is etiquette. So Mrigari, he didn't pay obeisances to Narad Muni. He didn't pay. Actually, he wanted to pay. But when he tried to bow down, he saw ants. Now ants are everywhere. Forest ants are everywhere. Cannot avoid. In the forest you will find ants and insects. So he saw small ants. And he understood, if I pay obeisances by my body weight, these ants will be troubled. So instead of paying obeisances immediately, he removed his upper cloth and very softly he removed all the ants from the path. And when the whole path was without ants, then he offered his pranam, his obeisances to Narad Muni. So that cruel hunter, that violent hunter who was having joy by giving pain to other animals, that violent hunter became a non-violent sadhu. Now he doesn't even want to give pain to an ant. Such a big transformation occurred because he chanted Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and he associated with a pure devotee, Narad Muni. This is the power of bhakti, that by practicing devotional service, by coming in sadhu sangha, our heart gets transformed. There is no other process in this world to transform hearts. Any person has sinful tendencies, criminal tendencies or bad habits. The only way is he comes to Krishna consciousness, all his bad habits, sinful tendencies will go away. Our government is making so many laws and police and court and judge and jails. But are criminals, the number of criminals decreasing? No, it's increasing. Why in spite of all this jail and all the criminals are increasing? Because that is not transforming the heart. By making laws and punishment, they are not changing the heart. The heart is becoming more and more sinful. That's why crime rate is increasing in the society. So much population of US is in jail. I read 6%. 6%. But mind well, there are many outside not yet caught. Most of them criminals only, but not yet caught. And who is feeding this 6%? You all. Your tax money is going there. So if a criminal comes to your door, will you feed? No. But your money is feed in the jail. But if we preach, we give Harinam, then there will be no criminals. That's better. So anyway we are feeding them, but why don't we preach? And why don't we support preachers? And why don't we support ISKCON temple? Because by coming to ISKCON temple, by coming in contact with sadhus, by hearing such classes and eating prasadam, there will be less criminals in the society. Because people will change their habits. Their hearts will be transformed. So anyway we are paying for criminals. This is the better way to support preaching endeavors. Srila Prabhupada was asked by a person in US on a radio interview, on a TV interview, Swamiji, have you done any miracles? Like they want Swamijis to make miracle, producing banana or ash or gold ring in the air. Prabhupada said, no. Then he said, yes, one miracle I have done. I made hippies into happies. The hippies who were rich boys and girls from rich families, but they were staying on the street, taking drugs, taking alcohol, smoking cigarette, engaging illicit sex, and the government didn't know what to do, the family didn't know what to do with them. They were bored out of all materialism. And every day police will come on the street and chase them and they will come back after 1 hour. Whole day lying and drinking on the street. And when Prabhupada came on the same street and chanted Hare Krishna, their lives got transformed and those hippies became sannyasis. They became pure Vaishnavas. Forget drugs, they are not even taking tea, coffee. Forget tea, coffee, onion, garlic, they are not even taking fruit juice unless it is offered to Krishna. How can such a transformation occur which government also cannot do, police cannot do, rehabilitation centers cannot do, judge cannot do, prison cannot do, constitutional laws cannot do? Just chanting Hare Krishna has done it. So that revolution is possible in our life and everybody's life. So we should chant Hare Krishna and preach Hare Krishna. We should tell others to chant and we should support this Krishna consciousness movement. So Mrighari, who was a violent hunter, cruel hunter, became such a non-violent person, he didn't want to disturb an ant. And when Parvat Muni saw this, he was shocked. He couldn't believe that this was a hunter previously. Just 1 year before he was a hunter. Narad Muni said, this is not to be shocked. Any person who chants Hare Krishna, he gets all the good qualities. So then Mrighari very humbly and respectfully invited them to his hut. He offered them asan to sit and he did kirtan with them and danced and tears were flowing. He developed love for Krishna and then he washed their feet and took the Charanamrita on his head and offered some fruits. So then Narad Muni asked Mrighari, how are you doing? How is your life going? He said, my dear spiritual master, by your mercy everything is fine. He said, how are you eating? He said, every day you send so many people, they give me. So Mrighari is still thinking his dabba is coming from Narad Muni. But as we discussed, Narad Muni doesn't have restaurant or kitchen. He doesn't have catering services. He is not sending food. Who is sending food? Krishna. That is a benefit a sadhu has. He has to just bless by his words. Then he doesn't have to worry. Then Krishna will take care of that. We become successful in life by taking blessings. And the sadhus bless us. And when they bless us, even if it is not in our destiny, Krishna will make sure it happens. That is the relationship, that is the contract between a sadhu and the Lord. So if we want to be successful, it's not by our talent or skill or hard work. It's by blessings. So by offering our service, we seek blessings. And that way we are successful. So Mrighari said, whatever you are sending, I am managing with that. Then Narad Muni said, very nice. He said, any questions? Mrighari said, yes, I have one request. He said, what is your request? He said, my dear spiritual master, please don't send so much food. Every day I have to do food for life. I don't have a truck also like Seattle Temple. So earlier Mrighari was worried from where will I get prasad, food. And now he is worried what to do with so much food. Every day he is distributing food. He is getting so much food. Because Krishna is maintaining him. So Narad Muni became very pleased and he said, wow, that is very nice. A devotee should not be greedy. And don't be greedy, continue like this, don't collect for the next day. And then they both left from their blessings, Mrighari, giving blessings to Mrighari. Then on the way, Parvat Muni told Narad Muni that this is wonderful, you are Paras Mani. You know what is Paras? Paras is that stone, if it touches iron, iron becomes gold. That is Paras. That Paras has a quality to transform iron into gold. So Parvat Muni told Narad Muni that you are Paras, you came in contact with a hunter in mode of ignorance and now he has become gold, a pure Vaishnava. That is association of pure devotee of Krishna. That is the benefit of chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, that we become gold, we become better individuals, we become better human beings, we become better devotees. And in that way we contribute something better for ourselves, our family and our society. And finally we achieve the life's goal. The ultimate goal of human form of life is to go back home, back to Godhead and love Krishna. So we finally achieve that in association of devotees. Bhakti cannot be practiced without association of devotees. We can't just read books and alone practice bhakti at our home. So there is a temple where there are events. There is Aarti in the morning, Mangala Aarti, Darshan Aarti, Kirtan, dance, prasadam, class, festivals, and so many seminars and events, so that we get association, so that we come together as a community and we practice bhakti and help each other and support each other. And especially Saturday, Sunday, here weekend, we have many more events. So it is very nice. Srila Prabhupada has started this ISKCON movement so that our bhakti is nourished. So we should come here every day or often and give our services and participate in the events and contribute for the welfare and the growth. Bring our relatives, our neighbors, our friends, our colleagues, invite others. And in that way everybody gets benefit, taking darshan, hearing class, having prasadam, attending aarti, taking books. So this is a very nice facility we have, such a beautiful temple and such a beautiful deities we have. So together we should come and perform bhakti. And whatever we learn here, we practice at home. Every day we get up early morning, do Mangala Aarti, chant our 16 rounds, minimum 16 rounds on beads, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, read and hear Srimad Bhagavatam, offer bhoga to Krishna, honor prasadam. So this process is very powerful. By this process, Cheto Darpana Marjanam, our heart is cleansed and we develop attachment for Krishna. Just by hearing about Krishna, we develop attachment for Krishna. And we continue doing that, we develop love for Krishna. And that's the ultimate goal of life. We go back home, back to Godhead. So this is a very wonderful opportunity we have. And we should seriously practice bhakti. This human form of life is very rare and very great opportunity, because by little effort in this human form of life we can come face to face to Krishna and see Him, talk to Him, touch Him, play with Him, eat with Him. So who will like to lose this opportunity and again take birth as a dog or a cat next life? So we have a nice opportunity and we should use this human opportunity, rare opportunity, wonderful opportunity, and practice nice devotional service as given by Srila Prabhupada and make our life successful. Okay, we'll end here. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Hare Krishna. If there are any questions or comments, we'll be happy to take. Yes. We have a mic, 1 second. Do we have a mic? So the others can also get the question. Yeah.
My question is that how to be very steady in the devotional service or in bhakti knowledge. So, like, when we hear the lectures, constantly we get the motivation, but how do we continue focusing? Because once we balance bhakti or devotional service, then the health can go down. And if we don't focus on health, then the bhakti suffers, or devotional service we cannot perform. So how to balance plus the responsibilities? So how do we balance? One area we take care, then one area get less attention.
Yeah, so the question is how to balance and perform our bhakti steadily. So the process of bhakti includes all needs to be taken care. We are not living two lives. One is bhakti life, one is house life. We are living only one life. And our duties are there and our goal is there. And we perform our duties so that we achieve the goal. So we take care of our body by sleeping, by eating, by bathing, by wearing fresh clothes, by doing some exercise. Right? We take care of finance by earning. And we take care of our bhakti by doing chanting, reading, hearing. So all these things should be balanced. 8 hours we require for eating, bathing and sleeping. 8 hours we require for job. 8 hours we do bhakti. Divide the day into 3. So 4:30 we do 5:30 we do Mangal Arati. That goes till 9. Finish our rounds. Right? That's part bhakti, main bhakti. Then do job, earn money, and then take care of your house and body, family members. So whatever we cook, we offer to Krishna, so that cooking is bhakti. And we are not neglecting health. We eat nice food. We remain clean internally and externally. And we control our senses. If any treatment is required, medication is required, we do that. We are not telling to neglect health and chant Hare Krishna. So we do both together. So there is no neglect. Just like Aarti plate is used to offer Aarti, but after that we have to maintain the plate by cleaning and wiping, drying and keeping. So body is used to serve, chant Hare Krishna. So we have to take care of the body by eating and cleaning and taking bath and wearing fresh clothes and sleeping. So that's all right. So the minimum program is every day we do Mangalarati, chant Hare Krishna, 16 rounds, do Guru Puja, read Bhagavatam. If we do this every day, we will remain steady. Minimum is, okay, bare minimum is 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day. But that cannot be sustained just alone. So hearing and reading Bhagavatam should be there. And if you are at home, now far from temple, at least one Aarti you should offer in the home. 3 times prasad you should take, Ekadashi, and keep coming to temple. And if you are earning member of the society, part of your income should be used in the service of deities, cows and sadhus. That's bare minimum. And that's possible. Whatever eating we have to do, so offer and eat. Chanting we have to do. 4 executive principles we have to do. Ekadashi we follow. Reading we do. And we visit temple. So every day we do. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nityam means roj, every day. Nowhere it says Sunday Bhagavata Sevaya. That only Sunday you hear Bhagavatam. Every day. So if we can't come to temple every day, we have audio devices, we hear classes every day. And we have Bhagavatam in our home, we open it and read it every day. So we get into a habit of reading and hearing Bhagavatam and chanting Hare Krishna, offering obeisances to Krishna, eating prasadam, one Aarti. That will take care of our bhakti, it will become steady. If we hear every day, we will become steady. If we hear on Sunday, then Monday we are steady, Tuesday we are down. So we should do that. Is that okay? Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, my question is on strengthening the faith. So philosophically we understand that we should have strong faith on Krishna, that Krishna will protect us in all circumstances. But then sometimes circumstances take a reversal and then again the faith goes down. So how should one always have a strong faith?
Yeah, so faith is a seed and a seed grows by watering. So the watering process is chanting and hearing. So we don't stop chanting and hearing, whatever happens in our life. If we keep chanting and hearing, the seed will be watered. And faith, which is soft, will become firm. There is soft faith and there is firm faith. Soft faith is called Shraddha, and firm faith is called Nishtha, firm conviction. So from Shraddha to Nishtha, we require bhajan kriya, sadhu sangha, and anartha nivriti. 3 things. We require association of devotees, we require daily practice, and we require purification. 4 regulative principles we should follow. So when we do this, sadhu sangha, bhajana kriya, anartha nivriti, we come to nishtha, we come to strong faith, firm faith, nobody can shake. So we should do our chanting every day, reading every day, association of devotees, and follow 4 regulative principles. Then our soft faith becomes strong. So that's the process we do. And if at all we have circumstances which are challenging and our heart is disturbed, we can read Bhagavatam, we can share with devotees, we can seek advice from seniors, mature devotees. That will help us to maintain our faith. Like yesterday I was saying, Subhadra's example, that Subhadra's only son Abhimanyu died in front of Krishna. And Krishna is her brother and God, Krishna himself, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he didn't protect Abhimanyu. But still Subhadra's love did not reduce. Subhadra thought whatever happened, Krishna did good. So we should have faith that whatever happens with me is Krishna's mercy and he is doing good for me. So we accept that and continue our bhakti. So we should, in association of devotees, practice bhakti and refrain from sinful activities. That will make our faith strong. Is that okay? Thank you. Yes.
Prabhuji, I have this further question, like, because if you are doing nothing.
So Prabhuji, I have 2 questions. One is, like if you're, like we are doing bare minimum things and doing the job and taking care of the child. So then what happens is that the material aspects, which is like knowing the day-to-day news, what's happening around, where you are. So I find myself struggling with those latest, any of the news. And I don't feel even interested. But since I'm living in the world, I need to know that. So how is it mandatory to focus on to take out some time, or like otherwise it's like sometimes my daughter gives me news.
Not mandatory. Were you updated of last month's news?
Yes.
Did it help you?
It wasted my time because I got involved.
Did it help you? How did you use that news in your life? Nothing. Last year's news? Last 10 years news? No use. No use. It doesn't help us. It's waste of time. If anything you require to know for your life, Krishna will send it to you. Don't worry. Just serve him. Okay, if your job is such that some PR is happening and you have to be updated, few minutes you get updated headlines. But if your job or work is not such that you don't need, we don't know what is happening in neighbor's house and we want to know what is happening in neighbor's country. What is the use? What is happening in this country, this country, this country? What is happening in your house, you know first. What is going on in the child's mind, we don't know, and we know what is happening in India, China, Russia, England.
Because last 2-3 weeks when I came to know news and I started following it, because I used to read newspapers like anything 15 years ago.
Not good.
Not good, okay. Thank
it's
you.
All raddi. Yesterday's newspaper, what is today?
It's all gone.
Rubbish. We trash it in the dustbin. So what is printed, we trash it next day. But what is gathered here, we don't trash it only. It's kept here only for years together. So all kachra, all dustbin. This is dustbin. What is the use? We just throw it. Newspaper is called Kali Puran. Don't touch it. Bhagavad Puran. You touch that. So no use. Forget it.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. That helps really.
Yeah.
So, because I tried to keep up with it, then I gave up on it because I was wasting too much time.
Why waste time? Don't.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Not get involved.
So, I had another question, Prabhuji. Like,
this I just need some help here, because what I feel that when we are doing some service, let's say I've noticed that if I'm doing it for let's say 5 years, I've noticed 2 services which was like very close to me for 5 years, and then I dropped it altogether, and now I reached it to the same stage with the other one also. I don't know, incidentally it's the 5-year effect, or like if you do one service continuously, does it, like how to maintain the enthusiasm in that one? That's my question.
Oh, same service we can improvise. Krishna is unlimited. If you are cooking for Krishna, you can improvise. Change the recipe and make it better for him. If you are garlanding, make nice, beautiful garlands. Improvise. Even if you don't improvise, just continue doing the service, like you eat food every day, you take bath every day, it nourishes. So you serve Krishna every day, it nourishes our bhakti. There is nothing boredom or something. We're just doing it, but because our psychology is material, so if we want, we can sometimes change service, that's okay. It's not required spiritually, but because our psychology is there, so sometimes we can exchange service with others, no problem, for a variety. That's okay, nothing wrong in that. Just keep engaged.
I have one more question. Thank you so much, Prabhuji,
Yeah.
because you're going into the basics. So I just wanted to understand, when we go out on Sankirtan and we are talking to people, so like if you can share with us, so because Dividrishti Mataji is also here, she also goes out. So I want to understand for myself how to be effective preacher in America for Indians on streets. So in temple it's very easy, but on streets it's very hard. That's one question. And then Prabhuji, also if you have some tips for preaching to specifically Arabic or Islamic people, if you have some connection, like if you can give something like how we can connect quickly.
Yeah, whatever we speak to people is effective only if our heart is pure. A good presentation, a good strategy, a good language, a good word, a good idea, a common platform, all these are effective only if we have purity in the heart. So first we should do our basic sadhana extremely nicely. That gives us purity. And with that purity, when we go and meet people, our words are effective. Because Paramatma is sitting in my heart also and the other person's heart also. And when he sees that I am practicing myself good and trying to represent the Guru Parampara, the Paramatma in the heart of another person helps the person to listen to us. Srila Prabhupada came to America, he sat under a tree with Kartal chanting Hare Krishna, and Western boys started dancing and they became devotees. It's not easy to go to a Western person and say there is a blue boy in Uttar Pradesh running after cows and girls and he is God. Who will agree? But Prabhupada did magic. How? Because he is pure. It is not his great presentation or great language or great strategy or great idea. It is simple purity. So we do our nice sadhana and we go out and have a smile on your face and say Hare Krishna and meet people and talk to them, how are you? I am coming from this temple and we have a wonderful program and this is a book and this is cookie, this is prasad, you please have it. And people will get attracted not because we are speaking something great, but because we are carrying purity. Otherwise we can just hire some salesmen and teach them, train them how to speak on the road. Will they make devotees? No, salesmen cannot make devotees. Or great communication skills. Purity makes devotees. We can't hire staff to do this job. We can hire somebody to clean the temple, we can hire somebody to do aarti, we can hire somebody to do management, but we can't hire somebody to give a class. Because that person, if he is not convinced and is doing it for money, how will somebody else get attracted? Right? Otherwise, there are great orators and great speakers in the world. Why don't we hire them and tell them, this is the class, just repeat it and attract people? It will not work. Purity is very important. So with purity, as I said, we should smile, we should dress very nicely, and we should come very politely, and we should speak about Krishna, give them a book, give them a prasad, give them an invitation, and if they inquire further, we should answer. There are Arabic books now, so give out Arabic books. We don't compromise our philosophy.
It seems to me at my point that if I'm able to talk to the Western folks, but having struggles on the street talking to Indians and specifically Arabic books or Islamic folks if I meet, so that means it's a barrier in my heart which I have to work on.
Yeah, we try. Krishna will help us. There's nothing.
Thank you.
There's nothing wrong. We try. Krishna will help us. By practice, you will learn more. By experience, you will learn more. We try. Okay? Thank you, Hare Krishna. Yeah. Are there any questions? Any more questions? Okay, we'll end here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Hare Krishna.